Yeah, my name is Eva Peshwe, like in some countries. You can call me Eva, it's fine. Like in English it is Eva, but doesn't matter. I think I have a YouTube channel. Unfortunately, I didn't post for a long time, for a while, because of personal reasons. But my YouTube channel about Indian culture, mostly comparison Indian and Russia culture. Um, so that is what I'm doing on the. Apart from social media, I'm a doctor by profession, and now I live in Czech Republic and I work in pharmaceutical company. And YouTube is just like my hobby, but not so active now. I would like to come back, maybe because we met now and you gave me motivation. Maybe I will come back.
Yeah, hopefully it will be lovely if you will be active again. Your videos were so interesting. That's how I got introduced to you. And but how did this idea came to you? Why you have decided to start even a YouTube channel?
You know, it was not even decision to start YouTube channel. It was just decision to post one video, to make one video. I planned to become a blogger or like this about thinking about my content. It was just COVID time. I was stuck at home, nothing I could do. But I'm traveled to India. Then I came back so filled with new emotions, new words, and I wanted to share it with people. Some discovery I made about old language Sanskrit. So I just wanted to share. Plus, I wanted to, improve my English. Until 26 years old, I speak English at all. Zero. I knew the progress started recently, I would say. So I thought I can do this rather than just spending time not productively and, just, we couldn't do anything. I would leave house. So then I just posted this video, and surprisingly, it is now two like this, which is incredible and not expected from my side at all. I even didn't know basic stuff, and my English was not good. So I don't know. Somehow it has happened. Then I decided, okay, I will do second video because it was a lot of discussions in the comments section. And below each my video, there are how to say in English, what discussions going on, like thousands of comments and people just discussing something. And it is, I think, even more interesting than the video itself because many facts you come to know in the comments. So it was interesting. I started to talk to people, so some questions I started to answer, and somehow it was more videos. But I never too active, like maybe once I posted.
I see. And during that COVID time, I think one of the good things COVID had was exactly this, that so many channels just got created. And even I started my interviews exactly during that time. I couldn't believe someday I'm going to do that, but yeah, it started like this.
So we met because of COVID.
Somehow, that's true. And is it true that you are married to an Indian guy?
Yes, that is the truth.
So is it the main reason you've decided to compare Russian and Indian culture from the beginning, or no, it was your interest beforehand?
Before, I was not married to Indian man. I was just interested in Indian culture from I think so. It was the destination I had. But then I forgot about this because Russia, where I was living most of my life, born in Uzbekistan. Now I'm in Czech Republic, but most of my life was there. It is no, no introduction to Indian culture, Indian people. All the city of Mara, where we don't have even a restaurant. Like really, not a single. Then I forgot, obviously, destination. But then I traveled to London, and in London I introduced with Indian culture because it was so many Indian restaurants. We went to museum, we saw Indian, and then I remembered about that destination. So, and then I went to India to already, yeah, connected to my husband. The visit was before him. I been to India.
I see. So, what would you like about Indian culture in general now that you know it much better? What would you say? The things you like about Indian culture?
You know, I can't point some one or two specific things. I think it's a very deep and rich culture. You can discover so many things, so many concepts. For example, I think the most connected to my heart is Vasudeva Kutumbakam, which I made video on this concept. From Sanskrit, it means the whole world is my. And I feel so connected to this concept. Even whenever I'm writing stories and essays exactly about same. And when I saw it, I was comparison and remember, and it's so much what I believed always. And one of the goal of my YouTube is also connect people by similarities, by eliminate the differences. But then, you know, some events in the world happened very soon, and had breaking. Then it is in contradiction what I believe. That is one of the reasons why I stopped posting. So unfortunately, this message, the world now is number one. Like Vasudeva, the whole world is.
Yeah, and I received comments that your voice doesn't come through very well. There are some gaps, but
Really?
I don't
Okay,
know
I
if
think
we
I will
can
keep
do
on
something.
like this. Maybe because of stand on of my phone. How is it now?
It's better, actually. I think it's better. Right, guys? You can also let me know. And by the way, since we are live, you can also contribute to our chat using that question mark down below. I usually turn off commenting, but I think this is the best way because I can select the good ones. Sometimes it's so crowded, and I cannot choose the best one. But it's now Saturday noon. So many people are now having fun instead of joining Insta Live, as I can see.
Yeah.
So now, yes, they say it's better. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry it was this way. That is the cause. I used the stand.
And what do you think about Indian food? Because that's
I
something
love
related
it.
to culture. You
I
love it.
love it. Especially I love cooking it because for me it's like anti-stress. The Indian cuisine is so colorful when you cook it. So many spices, they have different colors like bright, yellow, red. And to prepare food, it's like art itself. I love it, yeah.
It's not too spicy for you?
In the beginning it was, but now, you know, it is very quickly, if you just add little spice, very quickly you can adjust. And now I eat spicy food, yeah.
Okay. So that's the trick. Little by little, we should increase, not just
Yes,
go straight to the
that is
Indian restaurant.
applicable for everything in life, actually. Step by step is always better.
Yes, that's true. And you agree, I think with me that in India we have such a big diversity. And
Yes.
so when exactly we talk about Indian culture, it's very hard to just mention, as you said, in just few words. But from all this diversity, what was interesting again for you in people, like the behavior of people, maybe as a unique thing, if you want, I'm not unique, but as a general thing, if you want to say, mention something about their behavior, what would you say?
I got what you mean. Yeah, it is big diversity in India, definitely. I have been only to Maharashtra state of India, and Goa I have been to. So I saw not all the states in India, but what I saw, Maharashtra state, what I would say about people, that they're relaxed and kind, really kind people. And this is really surprising. I had many accidents. I can share them. For example, in the beginning, I thought that if I am a foreigner, everyone would say to me, high price. I have heard it. And then I went for grocery shopping to not a store, but to, you know, street market. And I was so, how to say, concerned that no, you will not fool me. And I asked first number, what is the price of this, with such intention that everyone will fool me. And then these people, they were saying exactly the correct price, like 10 rupees for coriander. And I felt so bad that how I could like believe that everyone will try to lie to me. And no one lied, they all said correct price. More than that, two situations happens. My father bought for him a skin leather bag. He's a teacher in the university and he needs, you know, that big, I don't know how to say it in English, kind of suit. So it's these expensive things he buys it once in 10 years, then 10 years he would wear it. So we got it and he was happy. And next day, the seller called us and said that, you know, the bag you got yesterday, actually it was discount. We didn't know this. So you come to our shop, we will give you back 10,000 rupees. We were so shocked. You know, if I was a seller, I'm not sure I would do this because like it is discount, just discount. We couldn't believe this. And third accident, I wanted to buy a bag. I didn't have money. I said I will come back, and people said to me, you take it, then you will come back and give us money. I was also couldn't believe this. I never met such kind people, really. But
Even
I
I
know
couldn't
that
believe when you said these things now. Like, so even for me it was interesting. I didn't know that this is the case even in India, because there are stereotypes we hear. And we think that they are going to negotiate with us for any items that we want to buy or sell in any case.
I think it depends from region of India, because my parents were in Delhi as well, and they had different experience in Delhi. Obviously, because it is capital city. So I think I have doubts that it is everywhere in India like this. But at least in the area where I stayed, it was this way. And it was really pleasant experience to see that people are kind.
That's so cool. And what about dancing in India? Like their dance is specific. Have you tried that, and do you know how to do that?
No, I'm a horrible dancer. I don't dance, I never dance professionally, and this is not honestly my interest, but I like watch them. Yeah, it's cool.
And what about their movies? What do you think about them?
Movies I like Zita and Gita. That's my number one movie from childhood. I've watched it maybe hundreds of times. But I can't say I'm fan of Indian movies and I watch too much. No, it's not like this. Just I'm fine with my Zita and Gita. Whenever I feel watch Indian, I will just rewatch it. It's like childhood memory for me.
Yeah, kind of nostalgic kind of
Yes,
feeling.
exactly.
So in general, you're not that much a big fan, we could say, about their movies, because maybe it's too much fantasy, right?
You know, I don't have experience to watch too much. That is why I can't even say I watched maybe few only movies, because I was always too busy. And now maybe when I have some peaceful years of my life, then I will just watch movies and then I will know more about this. But for now, I'm just too busy and I don't spend much time to watch anything.
I see. And have you watched the Big Bang Theory series?
Sorry, what big?
There is a sitcom, the comedy series named The Big Bang Theory. Have you watched
Yes,
that?
I love it. I love it.
So what do you think about the character Raj in this movie, in the series?
It is actually, I think it makes sense. And they collected some qualities that Indian men tend to be shy, maybe, I would say. We can't say all of them, but if 60%, still it is majority. So yeah, I would say that it makes sense, and yeah, it's good. It's good TV show, and I like
Were
Raj.
there any things about Raj that you would now say that this is wrong about Indian people? Like, because you now have a perception of your own about Indians after knowing lots of them. So would you say something was wrong, or
About Raj, you know, I don't remember so many details about him. I remember he was shy. I remember that I think his parents was sending him money, if I'm right. And I
yes,
remember that,
they were rich?
yeah. and that he was adoring his dog.
Yes,
So this is
Spinner.
what I remember. About
Yeah.
dogs, I would say that a typical Indian would not like to have dog at home.
Yes, that's true. I think that kind of character of Raj was made up because they were trying to make jokes about Raj being gay. Sometimes they were doing such jokes about Raj, but he was not gay. He was doing things that it was suspicious. Like for different sitcoms, we had such a character. Like for the Friends, we had Chandler. Sometimes they were
Yes,
telling him that, but he was not gay. So
that
uh,
that is popular concept. Yeah, I agree.
yeah, because he was a good cook, for example, or these things exactly related to that part of character, not about Indian. I think they
Yes,
wanted to make it funny this way.
yes. But that he was so sensitive, that is the truth. That his parents was taking care of him, that is also the truth. Even by sending money, but still. And that he was shy also. So 50-50 probably.
Yeah, and he had problem having meaningful relationship in general. When besides being shy, he had this problem.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let me also check some questions are coming. Let me see. Thank you guys for your positive comments. They send heart to you. And also I can maybe choose one question from the list. Tony asked you that what were the strangest comments that you have received in your YouTube channel?
Stranger's comment. I would say I often receive one sentence comment, very often, comment or indirect messages. And it is funny, but it doesn't mean that it's not all the messages like this. But yeah, the funniest one I would say, will you marry me? Like people like to ask me this question. Sometimes I want to answer just for fun. Yes, why not? Like, and then see what is gonna happen. Why they write this? Exactly, will you marry me? Those words, they're very typical and very popular. But most of my comments and messages I received, they're very intelligent, interesting facts sharing, or some discussions, some letters. So I'm surprised that really 90% of comments, it is some useful, interesting information. And I can just educate myself just by reading comments.
I see. And we talk about the Big Bang Theory, and what I wanted to ask you is that about arrangement marriage they talked about, like for example, Raj could ask his parents about finding him someone just to get married very fast. And what would you say? Like this is the case in India now at the moment. This is common now, but as far as you know, this is not the case.
I would say again, because India has a big diversity, that it is different from each family, from each state. But what I know, actually, I'm surprised that it is similar to Western world. Just in Western world, we use, let's say, Tinder. Same people meet 10 times. It is actually same. They have now this concept in India that you first meet with family of your potential partner, then you go out for coffee 5 times. Like it is basically kind of dating. So this five times you can come to know better each other. The only different thing that intention is marriage at the end. And in Western world, if we are dating, that it is not necessary that we are looking for marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So it is much better from what I know, from what I thought. I mean, it's better in reality than how I expected it. Because I expected like you don't know the person and you just have to marry someone. But in modern families, how it is happening from my experience, from not my experience, I didn't have experience, from people I know. They see the profile of people, then they spot some people whom they like, then they meet with families, then they have about 5 dates, and again, family, and like this, it is for 6 months, can come to know each other, and then it is marriage. So it's not that bad at all.
Yes, and about arrangement marriage, exactly when, for example, they introduce someone and they have a big gap and they have big time to even know each other. This is no difference than online dating, basically. But even it could be better because maybe they know the parents of that girl or boy, so it could be even more helpful in that case. But when they don't know each other and very fast go through this marriage process, I think this is very risky.
Yeah, that is crazy. If it is in the way that you don't know your potential partner and just marry, but I guess it is only in some villages nowadays, and it is very bad. And I think that India definitely should change this pattern. But how it is happening in at least in Pune city, because all my friends I know they're from Pune, and I know some of them who married this way, it is fine. It is how I describe. So I would go for it, you know, before in life you can already spot all the qualities you need, like and then you're just dating. It's not bad.
Yeah, the city you mentioned, I know it from its university because I know that they have good students in computer department in that university. So now that you mention it, I just remember that. And
yes, they have university.
yes, and for what would you say now about similarities and differences between Indian and Russian culture? Because I know there are so many, but something that it comes to your mind directly, like this is so different. Another
different
word. Yes.
Between Russian culture and Indian culture.
Yes, similarities and also differences in general.
Okay. You know, by Russian culture, I think it's all the Slavic culture because it is same. And Indian culture, as we mentioned, very diversity there. It's different, but I would say that similarities is family values are same. Concept of the family is same. In language, we see a lot of similarities. The history, that it is very rich history with a lot of diversity. That is also same because Russia is big and there are a lot of regions where you see completely different life and so many differences. So that is the same. And the differences, you know, I would say some small points, some small things which come into my mind. They're not the main, but they're just coming to my mind. That in India people celebrate so many festivals. That is number one. And the social life, that Indian people is very social people. They always have people around them. While in Slavic culture in Russia, we value personal space. That is a very big differences. That we are not so social. We are not, even French culture, if you take French people, also very social. They gather together like 20 people daily in the evening. They have dinners like this. It's not so much in Russian culture. So, but in Indian culture, it is a very main point.
Yes, that's true. And Anna says marriage is risky in any way. Doesn't matter online dating or.
I agree.
Yes.
Agree. Definitely.
Yeah. And what languages do you speak, by the way?
I speak Russian is my mother language, English, and little bit of Marathi language.
Okay, so through this Indian culture, then you got introduced to this third one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And your English, by the way, is very good. But you know, when someone starts a YouTube channel or interviews, they are usually worried about this. But we are foreigners. This is not our native language, so we shouldn't be ashamed of that. So here and there, maybe we have grammatical problem, even we have accent, but doesn't matter as long as we are communicating, sharing ideas. That's the part. That's the main part, I think.
The goal of any language is connect with people and understand people. So I never was ashamed of my English. I started to speak with people from the beginning as I have medical education in Russia, I didn't have time to learn English because until 25, I was in medical university and I learned medicine by heart. So that is the reason. And I think, yeah, just some people also, honestly, the most amount of comment of people who write me, your English is bad, or oh my God, you speak so horrible, they're in Russian language. In English, people never write this, but Russian people, they would definitely say me that, how you do YouTube channel? You don't speak English, your English is so horrible. So those people motivate me, let's say, but they're all Russian people, because we have this quality to criticize that is in Russian culture.
Yes, because you know, when English was chosen as an international language, directly it gives some nations a positive point. Like they are comfortable talking, comfortable about writing articles about anything. They gave them this advantage. So it wouldn't be fair to pick on these on foreigners. And but as now English is international word, international language, so we are supposed to know it at some level to communicate anyway. So that's I think important, not exactly about details, about accent, about grammar or such things. And
yeah, you know, I could have do some take lessons to change my accent, for example, but it is I don't need the perfect American or British English for my work. I don't need it to talk to people, and I'm not working on TV. So I keep saying my Russian R sound, which is, I know it's not right. I could have changed it. I could have just invest in some learning, but intentionally I don't do this because I'm too busy in more practical things. Like if I do some trainings which I need at my job, it will help me. It will give me some benefits. But if I just change my accent on British or American accent, I don't see benefits. In my career, it's not required. They will not increase my salary. To connect to people, same, no one saying to me, no one can not understand me. So I don't see benefits. When I will see benefits, for example, professionally, definitely I will do it.
yes, for example, actors should do that. No matter if they're foreigner or not, when you're acting, then your words should be clear and the audience shouldn't be suffered from that. But of course, if the actor, the character comes from a specific nation, like for example, Raj, he actually can speak very good English, but in that series, he was trying to have that Indian accent by intention. So if that one requires, then okay. But otherwise, yes, for such roles, we should learn English and the accent should be correct.
I agree.
Yes, you're right. So let me also check other questions from you. Yes, Mike says you should have Eva sings instead of Eva speaks. Maybe.
Oh, no.
Why is that? Do you sing by any chance?
You know, that is my secret. I love singing, but people around me hate it. So I would not give such punishment to anyone. No.
I see. And Carlos asks whether you do any modeling or cosplay, because based on your pictures, I think he.
Nothing too much professional, just maybe couple of times in my whole life, some photographers connected me and asked to do photo shoot, but it was maybe 2-3 times, not more in my whole life. So nothing.
So this is not something you pursue or you want to do in the future.
No.
Okay. And by the way, we have a fun challenge on our page named Crazy Eyebrow. This is a kind of eyebrow raise challenge. We try to lift one eyebrow up, one down. Can you do that?
Like this?
Yeah, try not to close your eye.
No, not to close my eye.
One totally open.
It is closing.
Yeah. So
I will practice more.
Yeah, you will practice. I will check. Then if you can do it, I will share also on the story. Okay. That would be nice. But which countries have you been before, by the way? It seems you mentioned you're a travel lover.
Yeah, I traveled a lot. In Asia, I have been to India, Vietnam, Hong Kong, Macau, and Korea, South Korea. Then
Okay.
in Europe, it was UK, France, Italy, Denmark, Czech Republic, Germany, Slovakia. Here, countries are very close to each other, so
Yeah,
I
when
have
you are
been to
in
Slovakia.
Schengen area, you can visit
Yeah,
already many of them.
it's just 2 hours drive. I can't even feel that it is like different culture, a different country. So yeah, what else? I think all the countries I said. Uzbekistan because I was born there and then I came back to that country.
So it's interesting that you have visited also, yeah, Far East and like, for example, South Korea, Vietnam. And what was your impression about those places?
South Korea, I loved it. Really, people are very nice, very polite, and they so much appreciate personal space in opposite to social India, for example. Even in a restaurant, when lady is eating, for example, it is like, I don't know how to say in English, some kind of, movable wall. So she just puts in it like this, and then she is eating and no one can see her. I was like looking at this, wow, that is so elegant, like some maestries here, and very polite people, very polite people. I love their culture. I think we can see progress in their country because of their hard work. So amazing country, love
So
it.
first thing I'm going to do is going to South Korea and eat in restaurants now. What you said is very tempting.
Yeah, they have also spicy food, so spicy.
But in Vietnam, I think it's closer to India with respect to space, right? Because they're,
Yeah,
yeah,
but in
because it's crowded.
Vietnam, I was staying in a hotel mostly. It was how to say, working trip like this. So we mostly stayed in a hotel. It was just beach and I loved everything, but I didn't see much of real life. Just 2 evenings, that's all. So I didn't see much more.
I see. And you haven't visited Cyprus so far, right?
No, but I want so much.
Yeah, it would be lovely also. Whenever you come by, let us know. It would be lovely also to meet you in
Yes,
person.
I would love to come. I have heard so many good things about this
Yeah,
country.
but don't visit here during August, for example. It's too hot.
Okay.
So
But
yes,
July is better.
July is very good. September is very good for swimming, because usually in September you cannot swim in most of countries, but in Cyprus definitely you can, and it's very good weather that time.
Okay, I will definitely come.
That would be nice. And by the way, I saw something about Eva Polnam on your YouTube video or somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. Like you shared her mix of music.
Oh, really? It is. I thought it's my personal. So sorry. It was not my intention. You see, I'm not a professional vlogger. I was thinking that it is only me who can see it. So thank you for saying this to me. No, I didn't know it is for everyone.
So
I
are you a
love
fan of her?
Yes, I'm big fan of her. Big fan of her music.
Because of her common name, or no, in general, her
No,
voice?
she's not Eva. Her real name is not Eva. Her real name is different.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is not her real name. Her real name is Lena.
I
I
like
don't know
also her
much
voice.
about her personality or her life, but I just love her voice and her songs. They have such meaning. It is like a poem, each song about love, and I love it. Plus, it is reminding me my teenager stage of life. So I'm surprised you know this part of me. I never wanted to say it, but yes, when I'm sad, I do listen.
I like Russian and Ukrainian music in general. And when I saw her on your channel, that's why it got my attention. That what is she doing suddenly in this part?
Yes, but I think you should understand Russian because it is not about melody, less about melody, but more about meaning.
Yes, exactly. So, Eva, would you like to add something? I think we already covered questions. Also, for those guys who share now in the last moment, I can share with Eva. But if you would like to add something also to the viewers, we would love to hear.
It was nice to see you, to talk to you. So we can do it once more. It is a pleasure.
Thank you so
my
much.
main message is connect people with similarities. So I will keep doing it and hope for the best.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure talking with you too. And I hope next time we will talk, we will have a new topic even in mind, even because this time it was basically to know you better and know about your opinion, your life. And then next time, for sure, we can maybe arrange something and talk about a specific topic, which could be interesting also for the viewers. And what I really want to see is that you will be active again on that YouTube video. And I think it's not just me.
If I will be, then it is thank you to you.
That's great to hear. Okay, Eva, thank you so much for joining me today. Wish you a good day. See you. Bye.